May I kindly ask you to take your seat, please? We are about to start. Puis-je vous demander de rejoindre vos sièges, s'il vous plaît? Nous sommes sur le point de commencer. Merci. I would like to give the floor to the Assistant Director General for Culture, Mr. Ernesto Otone, for his welcoming words.
Thank you, Director Lazare Lundu. Distinguished members of the World Heritage Committee, dear ambassadors and permanent delegates of State Party, dear colleagues of the advisory bodies, dear Chairperson, ladies and gentlemen, we are very grateful to welcome you all today to this information meeting dedicated to the 47th session of the World Heritage Committee, which to be held from 6 to 16 July 2025 and chaired by Professor Nikolai Nenov from Bulgaria. As you remember, in accordance with the decision adopted by the Bureau of the World Heritage Committee on the 5th March 2025, the 47th session of the World Heritage Committee will be held at UNESCO headquarters. This will understandably lead to major changes in practice compared to the usual organization of a session of the committee away from headquarters. In this regard, I wish to thank once more the authorities of the Republic of Bulgaria for the financial support they offered for the organization of the session here at UNESCO headquarters. It was important for us to have this meeting with you today to present some essential information regarding the organization of the session itself and some practical arrangements. But before that, allow me to say a very few words. As you have noticed from the agenda and timetable that were shared with all of you with the invitation letters on the 7th May last, the 47th session of the committee will examine very important items, among which the highest ever number of state of conservation reports, as well as nomination to the World Heritage List. Among other important items, the committee will also have to adopt the revised World Heritage Capacity Building Strategy, as well as reports on the strategy for World Heritage in Africa, and for the first time on the implementation of World Heritage-related activities for small island developing states, including the operational strategy for the SIDS 2023-2029 in the context of the World Heritage. Furthermore, the committee will examine the outcome of the reflection of the periodic reporting exercise, one of the core conservation mechanisms of the World Heritage Convention. Moreover, the committee will also have to examine the recommendation made by the open-ended working group, which has been intensely discussing since November 24 under the leadership of Saudi Arabia, critical issues regarding the implementation of the Convention and its future, including the credibility and representativity of the World Heritage List. I am pleased to know that the working group concluded its work just 2 weeks ago. Well, those, I hope the information meeting will be helpful for your best preparation for the 47th session, and rest assured that the entire Secretariat of the World Heritage remains at your disposal and will do its utmost for the successful conduct of this session. Thank you for your attention, and now I wish you all a fruitful meeting and dialogue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Assistant Director General for Culture, Mr. Otone. Excellencies, distinguished members of the World Heritage Committee, dear States Parties representatives, dear colleagues of the Secretariat and the Advisory Body, ladies and gentlemen, I am deeply honored to welcome you today to this significant information meeting dedicated to the 47th session of the World Heritage Committee, which will be held at UNESCO headquarters from 6 to 16 July 2025, following the decision taken by the Bureau on 5 of March 2025. It is a profound privilege for me to have been elected as a chairperson of the World Heritage Committee. As I indicated during the Bureau meeting in March, be assured that during the mandate I will spare no effort and will be totally committed to the task you have entrusted in me. This is not only an honor for me personally, but also a testament to Bulgaria's dedicated to the preservation and protection of our shared cultural and natural heritage of outstanding universal value and beyond, and highlight the significant role of nation can play globally. Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, at a time when the world is facing many challenges, the preservation and conservation of our heritage, along with its transformation to future generations, are more than ever the core priorities of the Convention, which we should all commit to. To address these priorities, Bulgaria is also supporting several activities in conjunction with the World Heritage Committee session. This includes the World Heritage Young Professionals Forum, which aims to enhance young people's awarenesses and commitment to heritage protection. Additionally, the seventh edition of the World Heritage Site Managers Forum, coordinated with ICROM, will also bring together some representatives from the World Heritage Sites to build a stronger network among themselves, but also to engage with those involved in the decision-making process of the Convention, fostering a deeper understanding of the importance of World Heritage management. To facilitate our preparation, an orientation session for committee members organized jointly by the World Heritage Center and the advisory bodies, ICROM, ICOMOS, and IUCN, will be held on 6 July in the afternoon to address questions related notably to voting procedures and amendments management and ensure we are all well prepared. Dear colleagues, as chairperson of the 47th session of the committee, I am at your disposal to facilitate dialogue and ensure that a constructive atmosphere prevails throughout our discussions. You can count on my active assistance and full support. Together, we will strive to uphold the principles of the World Heritage Convention, fostering a global community dedicated to preserving our shared heritage for future generations. Thank you for your attention. Dear colleagues, I would like now to give the floor to the Director of the World Heritage, Mr. Lazar Alundu-Asomo, who will present the next matter on our schedule and will take us through the preparation of the session, including the provisional agenda, timetable, and documents. Dear Lazar, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chairperson, and thank you, Assistant Director General for Culture. Mr. Chairperson, dear colleagues, Your Excellencies, it's really a pleasure for me to see you all gathered today to talk about the organization of the upcoming 47th session of the World Heritage Committee. So in my presentation, which I'm kindly asking colleagues to be ready to start showing, I will try to be as clear as possible and stay concise on the various aspects. Can I see the next? Yes. Let me just recall a little bit who will be the main participants of the conference, of the 47th session of the World Heritage Committee, which, as already indicated, will take place from 6 to 16 July here at UNESCO headquarters. So this session, I just want to recall that it has benefited from the financial support of the Republic of Bulgaria, whom I would like to thank once more for this generous contribution. The 21 members of the World Heritage Committee, as you know, are the main participants of the session. State parties to the convention, which are not members to the World Heritage Committee, may attend the sessions of the committee and its bureau as observers. And non-state parties to the conventions who are members of UNESCO or of the United Nations, as well as NGOs, may also be permitted by the committee upon written request to attend the sessions of the committee as observers. Such written request must be submitted to the Secretariat at least 15 days prior to the date of the session, and here we're speaking about 20th June 2025. And the representatives from ICROM, ICOMOS, and IUCN will attend the session of the committee in their capacity as advisory bodies. Just to recall also that the Bureau of the 47th session of the committee is composed of 5 vice chairpersons, as you can see on the screen, a rapporteur, Mrs. Joëlle Boussiana, and the Bureau is chaired by Professor Nikolai Ninov from Bulgaria. Now let me go to the agenda of the committee. The agenda and timetable as you are presented in document 3A and 3B. They are the 2 most important documents for you to prepare for the 47th session, and they have been made available to you as indicated by the ADG on 7th May, that is last week, with the invitation letter which you receive. Next. Now, just few information about the daily program, and I want to take you through the daily program. Although the 47th session will only start on Sunday, 6 July, I just want to inform you that the Suffren entrance of UNESCO headquarters, which is just here, will be open on Friday, 4 July, to allow all permanent delegations to start collecting the badges of all their representatives to the 47th session by anticipation, so as to avoid, on the day of the start of the committee, long waiting queue at the entrance on Sunday. The 47th session of the World Heritage Committee, as I indicated, of course, will start on Sunday, 6 July 2025. The registration desk will start to be open at 1:30 p.m. and will close at 5:30 p.m. on the same day. All the information regarding the registration to the meeting is available on the document ENF.1, which you have received with a letter of invitation last week. Just be informed that the first Bureau meeting will take place on Sunday, 6 July from 2 to 3 p.m. And the Bureau meeting will be followed by an orientation session, which will take place from 3:30 to 5 p.m. And both meetings will be held in room 4, there on top. And also note that there will not be an opening ceremony on Sunday evening here at UNESCO. Now let me go item by item of the agenda. Let me start by item 1, which is on the opening session. In fact, the opening session will be will be open with intervention and addresses by the high dignitaries of UNESCO and Bulgaria. You will be asked to be seated in room 1. It will be in room 1 at 10 a.m. sharp for the session to start on time. Now let me move to item 2, which, as you always know, it's the admission of observers, and item 3 on the adoption of the agenda and the timetable. You always remember that the committee is the one that decides on the admission of a number of observers to the session, and will also proceed with the adoption of its agenda and timetable. The list of the related documents is mentioned, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, can you go back, please? Because can you go back to the previous slides? No, now you're moving. Yes, yeah. So you have the list of documents mentioned. I will tell you when to move the slides, colleagues. Just to remind everyone that, of course, Rule 9.2 and Rule 10 of the Rules of Procedures are what guides us to that. Next item. Next slide, please. Okay. Here we will continue with the report of the rapporteur of the session. So the rapporteur will be our dear Martin Waklani from Belgium. So he will be reporting on the last session, of course, and then we will move to item 13. Item 13 on the report of the execution of the budget. It is proposed that the committee constitute the working group on the budget, which is a standing consultative body for review of the committee's biennial budget, and this standing body meets during the session of the World Heritage Committee. So just for you to know that this standing body is open to all state parties that wishes to participate. And it's also open to the advisory bodies which will have the possibility to attend this working session as observers. Now, the designation of the chairperson of the working group will take place during the first plenary meeting on 7 July under the opening of this item. But once constituted, meetings of this working group will be held. The usual practice has been for meetings of such groups to take place at a different time frame than the plenary session, so usually at lunchtime. Dates of the meeting of the group have been provisionally set on 9, 10, and 11 July at lunchtime. And then the next item to be examined on Monday, 7 July, will concern the report of the Secretariat on its activities and the report of the advisory bodies. And this report will be followed by a specific report on the World Heritage Convention and sustainable development. Next, and then the committee will examine two other specific reports: the progress report on the implementation of the strategy for World Heritage in Africa. And for the first time, this 47th session will examine a progress report on the implementation of the World Heritage related activities for SITS, including the operational strategy for SITS 2023-2029 in the context of the World Heritage. And you remember that this was requested by the World Heritage Committee at its last session in New Delhi. Yeah. Next. And before lunch break, on Monday, 7 July, we will have the usual message from the World Heritage Young Professional Forum. which will be delivered to the committee members. And this is a very important moment because it's about youth trying to pass their message to you following the forum. Following the afternoon plenary, as indicated, we will have an opening reception offered by Bulgaria. Thank you in advance, which will take place once the plenary meeting is over on the first day. Programs will be provided with details a little bit later, and it will take place in All Segur here. And then on Tuesday, 8 July, the day will start with the examination of 2 agenda items related to capacity building, item 6A and item 6B, notably with the presentation of all World Heritage related Category 2 centers on their activities. Remember that we started this last year because it's important to give space to Category 2 centers to present the report of their activities. And then following that, on 8 July, again, we will continue with the opening of item 7 on the state of conservation of World Heritage property. So we will start with the general item. And as you know, the general item 7 relates to global conservation issues. And you will open it, Mr. Chair, and it will remain open until the end of the session to possibly take into account the debates that you will be having under sub-item 7A, 7B, or 8B, because it's also work, notably those that may impact the draft decision. And the opening of item 7 will be followed by the delivery of a message from the World Heritage Site Managers Forum. And I'll come back to it because, as you know, site managers are at the heart of the daily management of World Heritage properties, and this moment is an important recognition of their crucial role to have them to present their message at this time and what they think should be important to consider. Next, among items 7A and 7B, the committee will examine and take the decision, as I had indicated already in the past, for 248 state of conservation reports. It's the first time we're having so many reports. So the examination of this item, we hope, will last on Thursday, 10 July in the morning. Of course, as it will not be feasible for the committee to discuss in detail all those 248 reports, Mr. Chairperson, the usual process to open state of conservation report for discussion will be presented in the email that will announce the first dispatch of documents, which will be on 26 May, and we'll also present it in document 7. And we will have a specific calendar of the SOC reports to be open for discussion. And this calendar will be made available on the World Heritage Center's webpage and regularly updated following the decision taken by the committee. And then on 10 July, we will move after the examination of all state of conservation, the committee will open another very important agenda item, which is item 8 on the nominations on the World Heritage list. As for general item 7, as I said, the general item 8 will only be open on 10 July and will remain open until the end of the session to possibly take into account the debate held under item 8B, notably those that may impact the draft decision. And following this, the committee will look at the tentative list of state parties that were submitted by 15 April 2025. From Thursday 10 to Sunday 13 July, the committee will have to examine 13 new nominations, 2 significant boundaries modification, as well as 19 minor boundary modifications. But bear in mind that this number may slightly vary according to the potential withdrawals. And the examination of this item will proceed, as I said, until Sunday, 13 July in the afternoon. And a specific calendar for examination of the nomination will be made available on the website of the World Heritage Center and will be updated regularly on a daily to reflect potential changes of orders. Because you remember that this always happened to the committee in accordance with certain decisions taken by the Bureau also. And next, item 8 will close on, as I said, in the afternoon of Sunday, 13 July, together with the examination of 3 items. Item 8E, item 8D first on the clarification of property boundaries. Item 8E, which will be the review and approval of retrospective statements of outstanding universal value. And item 8C, which is a very important item, which is the update of the World Heritage List and the list of World Heritage in danger. And then item 8 will be closed, as I said. Now, for your calendar, there will be no session on 14 July due to the national holiday in France. And note also that the venue will only be open on that day for the Secretariat, the chairperson, the rapporteur, and the advisory bodies. But it will be closed for the rest. And then we will resume and reconvene the work next on Tuesday, 15 July. And we will continue with the general item 7, so that we can close it on the global state of conservation issues and adopt the related draft decision. And the committee will then proceed with the examination of the related items on the upstream process, the general reflection on the periodic reporting exercise, and the outcome of the open-ended working group, which the Assistant Director General referred to in his opening speech. And as you remember, this working group was established to really work on to reflect on the representativity and balance of the World Heritage List, among other important things. And on 15 July, 2 items will be examined by the committee, and they are related, of course, to the budget. The first one will be the request for international assistance to be granted by the committee, and then also the outcomes of the budget working group established, you'll remember, on the first day of the session, and which would have met during the session, so this the committee will examine this. Again, on 15 July, we will have the last part of the afternoon, which will be dedicated to other business of any that has been raised during the adoption of the agenda on the first day, but also to the preparation of the next session of the committee with the election of the Bureau to the 48th session of the committee and the adoption of its provisional agenda. Note that there will be no session on Wednesday, 16 July in the morning, because this time will be dedicated to the finalization of the report of the decision with the rapporteur. The committee session will only resume at 3 p.m. in the afternoon for the adoption of the report of the decision and also the closing of the session. Now, just to give you few information important. As I indicated to you, the first dispatch of documents will take place on 26 May in conformity with Rule 45 of the Rules of Procedure. So you will receive an email which will be sent to all of you, state parties to the convention, to announce it, and all documents will be available on the World Heritage Center's website at the address indicated on the screens. And then other documents will be uploaded as they are finalized. So I think, Mr. Chairperson, this closes my first presentation. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much for your presentation, reminding us about the workload ahead of us during this 47th session. Dear colleagues, as all these items will be examined and discussed during the next session, no debate on the substance of these items should be open at this stage. I would therefore suggest, with your agreement, that we keep questions after the second presentation by the Secretariat on the logistical aspects. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we will now turn to the logistical aspects of the 47th session at UNESCO headquarters. In this regard, I would like to give the floor to the Director of World Heritage, Mr. Lazar Alundu-Asomo, who is responsible for the presentation of this session. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson, for giving me the floor again. And sorry if I take a little bit of time to go through some useful logistical aspect related to the holding of the session here at UNESCO headquarters. Next. If you haven't seen it or received it, I just want to remind you that the General Information Document INF.1 gives you practical information and provides you with protocols for the conduct of the meeting. The same document ensures that the participants have all required information to conveniently take part in the meeting. What I want to do, I just want to go quickly. I want to take you through the most important aspect provided in this document so that it can be easy for you then to look at it. It's not a long document, but I think it's easy to read, I believe. Next. All participation requests shall be submitted online, and all participants must be registered prior to entering the venue. Even representatives of permanent delegations to UNESCO who already hold an access badge to UNESCO headquarters. So you are kindly all invited to register as soon as possible, and preferably by 6 June 2025. Because I think this allows us to know how many participants are attending the committee and who are officially participating. I think this is very important, so I appeal to you to all of you to do that, even for your ambassadors and everyone. Please note that the passcode is case sensitive. So ensure your right in, it is in the capital letters. If you don't do that, it might not work. So exactly the way it's on the screen, that's the way it should be put. And once you have registered online and your accreditation has been granted, you will receive an email confirming your registration. So should you or your delegates require any assistance, encounter any difficulties with the online registration process, or if you have not received the confirmation email, please do not hesitate to reach out to the Secretariat. And I think there is and the email address can be shown on the screen. And as I mentioned, it is already mentioned in the invitation letters, we also invite you to send to the Secretariat at the same email address as soon as possible the complete list of representatives officially representing your government. I know that sometimes you don't have them at the beginning, and then, but as soon as possible, please do it, and do not hesitate if there are additional lists also to then inform us immediately. But it's important for us to start organizing very well so that we have the full list. And the reason why I'm asking this is that we have clear, you know how we are working here, so participants from your country not mentioned in this list will unfortunately not be able to be confirmed in the registration. So I think this is important to do, and I appeal to all of you to facilitate this process. Regarding the registration, next, each media professional seeking accreditation should send an invitation and an email to this email contact, which you can see on the screen, with their full name and the name of the media organization they work for. A special desk will be reserved for the registration of media representative in the main registration area here at Suffren entrance. A media center will be made available as a space also with workstations for all media to cover the session. Now, just few information regarding the badges distribution desk. As I said, it will be here at Suffren entrance. It will open on Friday, 4th July, from 12 to 6 p.m. It will again open on 6th July from 1:30 to 5:30 p.m. And it will open as from Monday 7 to Tuesday 15 July from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. the whole day. All participants are encouraged to present themselves at the on-sign badge collection desk with a valid ID. This is also very important. The Secretariat will start printing badges earlier and will contact permanent delegations to UNESCO encouraged to collect the badges of all their representatives to the 47th session by anticipation. As I said, this will allow avoiding long waiting times and queues at the entrance on Sunday and also on Monday in the morning. And my colleague, David Martel, whom you know very well, who's at the back of the room now, will be coordinating this with my colleague Caroline. For further information and necessary arrangements, particularly regarding VIPs, when we refer to VIPs, we speak about ministers, Vice Minister, for example, please send us an email at the address shown on the screen. And the more details on this specific issue are available in section 5 of document inf.1. Now, a few information regarding passports, visas, everything, because I think this is also important. As you know, the meeting takes place here in France, and France follows Schengen area's rules. Therefore, all participants traveling from outside the Schengen area to attend the session of the committee are required to possess an international passport, which should be valid for more than 6 months from the time of the departure. So this is absolutely important. And travelers who require a visa to visit France are advised to contact as early as possible the nearest diplomatic mission consulate of France from their country of residence to determine the formalities for entering and staying in France, considering that it could take 2 to 3 weeks to obtain a visa once the application has been submitted. Now, for travelers requiring assistance in this regard, a specific section in the Indico registration form has been included, and where specific details are requested. Regarding the accommodation, participants who attend the session are responsible for arranging their own accommodation. Again, an indicative list of hotels close to UNESCO can be found as an annexure to document inf.1. Now the venue. We will have our meeting in room 1. And the daily plenary session will take place from 10 a.m. to 6 a.m., of course, with a break lunch, as usual. That one you know. And again, as I said, tick in your calendars that there won't be any session on 14 July. For members of the Bureau, the first meeting of the Bureau session will take place on 6 July. I said it, but I just want to remind it again, from 2 to 3 p.m. And then every morning, we'll have the Bureau meeting. And as I said, all state parties can attend this Bureau meeting as observers, should they wish. But just note that there are 2 days where we will not have any Bureau meeting. It will be on 7th July and on 16 July. The first Bureau meeting will take place in room 4, while the next ones will always take place in room 10. And I'd like to thank the chairperson of the executive board for giving us the authorization to the agreement and the authorization to use room 10. And I think in room 10 you will be in a good condition. Again, you know that as usual, free wireless internet connection are provided in the entire venue. There is a clock room which will be available next to room 1 from 7 to 15 July. During all the session, and a quiet room will also be made available to participants during the entire committee session. One thing which is important is that UNESCO headquarters and is an inclusive venue, fully accessible to people with limited mobility. However, participants requiring special accommodations are invited to reach out to the Secretariat also at the earliest opportunity. We will make every effort to accommodate the special needs to the extent possible. Now, just on the venue again, few information regarding the meals and refreshment. During the session, refreshments will be made on payment basis outside the main plenary meeting room at a pop-up bar, and which will be at the Pas Perdu Hall. The restaurant, the cafeteria, and bar on the 7th floor shall also be open for the duration of the session on a payment basis, except on 6th July, which is a Sunday, on 12th July also, and on 13th July. So you can't the Sunday, no, it will be closed. The opening hours are indicated in document inf.1. We put everything, you'll find information. But you know that for your delegates, there is a wide range of restaurants, bars and brasseries available near and around UNESCO headquarters. Now we continue to do this effort to reduce the environmental impact of the 47th session and the waste generated. So the Secretariat will continue to implement a series of measures and will count on the full cooperation of all participants to contribute to making this session eco-friendly as possible. For example, we won't have any printed copies of documents. So you are encouraged to make full use of your digital versions, as usual. You also have all these details in the documents. Now, concerning the surroundings, even inside the organization, you know that we have several biodiversity and garden areas that can be visited, explored by participants here at headquarters. Although UNESCO is not a World Heritage Site, but we have a lot of things interesting, including a collection of hundreds of artworks from all continents, including works by some of the greatest contemporary artists, and we know all of them: Giacometti, Miro, Moore, Vasarely, Picasso, Guayasamín, and I name them. We encourage all participants to take the opportunity of their presence through you, of course, to visit these natural areas, the Japanese garden. You know that there is a guided tour. We have guided tours at UNESCO, which will be kindly proposed to the participant by our colleagues from the Division of Communication and Public Engagement, and I'd like to thank the director, Mathieu Gevel, and that will be early in the morning before the session. That will be possible, and during lunch breaks also open registration. So we'll organize it so that those who are interested can do it. Now, one aspect which is important are the side events. I wrote to all the state parties on 17 April asking everyone to submit a specific form no later than 2nd May in case you wish to organize a side event during the session. But side events, of course, are organized not during the plenary session, but out of the plenary session. And you know, here at headquarters, spaces are very limited. So we will not be able to accommodate all applications received. Only a reduced number of events will be possible, so I'm starting to apologize to you because we will do our maximum, but we will not be able really to accommodate all the requests. And so we are reviewing all the proposals received, and we will notify you by Friday, 16th of May. The organizers of the approved side events will be put in contact with the relevant appropriate services at the UNESCO headquarters for the finalization of all the logistical arrangements. So that will be each organizer who will be doing it. So you are responsible, the organizers of side events are responsible for all organizational and technical matters, financial matters related to their side events after receiving clearance from the Secretariat. Now, we are trying to also help for bilateral meetings. But as you know, there are limited numbers of rooms at UNESCO, but they will be made available for bilateral meetings. So we also therefore encourage you to avoid situations where you are asking for rooms last minute. That will be difficult to manage. So it will be important to send a message to the address, which is also shown on the screen, so that we can try to see and do our best to satisfy your needs, if you have VIPs or if you have to organize some meetings. And we will be doing it with our colleagues also. There is one thing which is important. This is next, colleagues. We have a dedicated webpage. I don't know if you already went through it, but we have a dedicated webpage for this session. And all relevant information for the session, including the registration page, the documents, provisional schedules for certain agenda items, the state of conservation, the nominations, the side events, and numerous information to facilitate the stay of all participants attending the session. So they will be available there. One thing we do now, next, is of course that all participants, as well as the general public, can follow the daily working sessions of the committee throughout the duration of the session via a live stream at the website indicated on the slide. So it's not something which is different, but just for you to know that we'll have it. I want to finish by giving you information on the two forums. Because you know the forums will start before the session so that they can end at the beginning of the session. First of all, the World Heritage Young Professional Forum 2025 will take place here and from 1st to 8th July. And it will bring together 25 young professionals from diverse countries. Just to give you an information, we received 30,000 requests, 30,000. And it was a challenge to move from 30,000 requests to selecting 25. So it's something which is important. So the 25 selected colleagues who will be working here, they have an important message to share with you. And I think it will be important that you really give them the attention they deserve and that they need. And just to let you know that this forum of the youth has also benefited from the financial support of the Republic of Bulgaria. And the theme of this forum this year is World Heritage in an Interconnected World, leveraging digital technologies and innovative approaches. And also remember that this forum will deliver its message to the World Heritage Committee on Monday morning, 7 July, before lunch. And we will also have the World Heritage Site Managers Forum, which will take place starting from Monday 7th to 9 July, and it will also bring together 20 site managers. And as you know, this forum of site managers is organized by the World Heritage Center, ICROM, and IUCN under the World Heritage Leadership Program. And this forum has also benefited from the financial support of the Republic of Bulgaria, the Republic of Ireland, and the Republic of Azerbaijan and ICROM. So I want to thank them for their support to making these site managers also possible. And the team will be enhancing engagement in the World Heritage reactive monitoring process. I don't have to explain, and you know the reason why. And this forum will also deliver its message on Tuesday, 8 July, of course, in the morning. Now, next, if you have any questions regarding the fundamental text of the convention, not only that there will be an orientation session, as you know, but I invite you to consult the basic text of the convention, which you know where to find them, or your experts know where to find them. It will give you access to all the official texts, the convention, the rules of procedures of the General Assembly, the rules of procedure of the committee, the financial regulations of the World Heritage Fund, and also the operational guidelines. But one thing I just want to say, make sure you download the edition of December 2024. It's the most updated one, which takes into account the decision and the changes that were made available following the committee in New Delhi. So, Mr. Chairperson, distinguished ambassadors, this closes my presentation. So we stand ready to answer all questions that you have in order to facilitate the preparation of this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this very informative and definitely useful presentation. Dear colleagues, I now invite you to raise any question you may have regarding the 47th session of the committee, keeping in mind that no debate on the substance of the items should be open at this stage. So, Czeki, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairperson, and thank you very much for this very informative meeting. I will start it with very easy questions. I understand that the meeting will be held in room 1. Could you please specify how many seats will be available for state parties observers? Maybe also for state parties members of the committee, it will be useful as well. And second, easy question about the badges for the delegations, I mean those who are coming from capital and not being the member of the national delegation here, will they allow it for them to enter from Fontenoy side only, or from Suffren side for everyday entrance, which side they should use? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.
Maybe two.
So, Polon, you have the floor. Polon.
Good afternoon to everybody, and let me first of all congratulate you, Mr. Chairperson, on your election on this position, and we look very much forward to working with you. And also let me thank the government of Bulgaria for financial support of this very important meeting, and as always, kudos to ADG Ottone, Director Lazare, and for the team for the hard work. And thank you very much for including these environmental friendly measures. I understand that right now we are in a state of preparation to this hot July with limited AC use. And also thank you for encouraging use of bicycle. which fits for the Bicycle for initiative. And actually, I have a question about room reservation for bilateral meetings. At least in our case, we don't know yet who will be leading our delegation, maybe at a political level. So it would be a little bit too early to us just to book in advance this room for bilateral meetings, just to book, just in case, if we don't know yet whether VIP from our side will attend. So I would plead to you to be a little bit more flexible. How about setting up, just like in New York, in Segir Hall, some booths for bilateral meetings to expand pool of available spaces. But it's for sure it's too early to us to signal whether we'll need or not these rooms, and we don't want to book it just in case. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, Republic of Russia, please.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup notre directeur adjoint à la culture, Monsieur Otoné, et au directeur du centre, cher Lazare Elondou. La Fédération de Russie a une question sur l'obtention des visas. La procédure qui nous a été expliquée, elle était assez claire. Donc, est-ce qu'on a bien compris que d'abord, les participants doivent s'enregistrer dans la base Indico, puis leur souhait de participer doit être confirmé par la lettre officielle de la délégation permanente. Et suite à ces démarches, est-ce qu'on comprend bien qu'ils peuvent s'adresser au consulat français pour obtenir leur visa, et le fait d'avoir l'enregistrement pour participation et le mail de confirmation est aussi une sorte d'engagement pour le pays d'accueil de délivrer des visas d'entrée pour les participants. On souhaiterait aussi faire une petite remarque concernant la date de 6 juin sur la liste de la délégation officielle. Pour nous, ça va être très compliqué, en sachant que le premier dispatch des documents, on va avoir le 26 mai. Et c'est qu'après ce dispatch-là, on va savoir et connaître quels sont les sites dont les états de conservation vont être discutés. Donc, on réserverait une petite possibilité d'ajouter les gens sur la liste. Et petite question aussi sur les badges. Est-ce qu'on a bien compris que la délégation peut venir récupérer les badges sans présence des participants qui viennent de la Russie? Est-ce qu'en ce moment-là, on doit avoir les pièces d'identité de ces participants-là, ou une pièce d'identité de la personne qui récupère les badges suffirait? Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Russian Federation. So, the answer for the Secretariat, I give the floor to Mr. Elondou, please.
Thank you, Chairperson. Let me start by the questions from Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Czechia. What I want to say about Room 1 is that Room 1, as you know, is really the biggest room in the house, and that the seating arrangement will be made to facilitate and allow sufficient seats for the main delegation. For example, we'll make sure, and I'm looking at my colleague, that for all committee members, we have 6 seats. And for the observers, we have 4 seats. delegations. And of course, if you have more delegations, there will be possibilities to find other places. But definitely, we will make sure that you are comfortable for that. And of course, Suffren will really make sure that everything is facilitated for the entrance at Suffren. Suffren is for those who have the World Heritage Committee's badge. And of course, you who are the delegations here, you have your badge, you can still enter in other places. There's no problem about it. So thank you very much. On the questions raised by His Excellency, the Ambassador of Poland, we do understand that, of course, you will not be able to have your delegations fully constituted or the head of delegation. And of course, we will accommodate. There is no problem. But what we are trying to do is that if you have them, then please let us know in advance so that we can organize ourselves. Also, we will have the VIPs rooms and bilateral meetings rooms, some of them available, and even including in our third floor room of the culture sector. So we'll just make sure that we can do our maximum to satisfy your needs. But remember that, unfortunately, this time, it is the Secretariat dealing both with the content and the logistics. While when we are having a host, the advantage is that the host really help us a lot with all the logistics so that we can concentrate on the content. So I bear and I really plead that you understand the difficulties in which we are to be able to give you full satisfaction, both in the content and dealing again with the logistics and everything. So it's not going to be easy. We have 17 items to deal with, 45 documents to write, 248 State of Conservation report. That is almost 1,000 pages of reports to write. And we're supposed to know everything by heart, as you can know for you. So the logistic, we will really do our best, and I promise you that we will try our best. I just asking for your indulgence in case there are certain mistakes and you are not fully satisfied on certain things. On the question raised by the distinguished delegate of Russian Federation, once we of course, the same thing goes for the official list of the delegations. Same thing, of course, you will inform us once you know. There's no problem. And second thing, we have full confidence on all our delegations. So I mean, you don't need to have their ADs and everything. I think you just need to identify yourself as delegation to collect the badges of your delegations. It's easy, so that when they come, they can have it, and then they just enter the room, which is so you can come and collect them. We will make sure, starting from 4th July, that this is possible. Now, on the other question related to the visa issues, yes, you have explained very well the process. Now, just if you allow me, Chairperson, because we're here with our colleagues from the protocol, so they may wish to clarify more how they will be able to assist us. If you're okay, Mr. Chairperson. So our colleagues are there if they wish to take the floor.
So please explain.
Thank you very much for giving us the floor. Well, you have explained and mentioned the process for obtaining the visas very well. But if there are any specific questions, specific requests that come up in the process, then we are here to support you. Do reach out to the protocol team and we'll be able to guide you if need be. Thank you.
Okay, please.
Thank you. And if I can just add something, is that, of course, all details are in the Intigo. You'll see them. And if you always know, and like our colleague was saying, if needs be, we can even, the protocol will be able to prepare a note verbal so that it can support your application in the countries. Thank you.
So I see first the Saint Vincent and Grenadine. You take the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I would like to thank the Secretariat for this useful meeting and for all the information provided. And thank you, dear Lazar, to remind us how many dossier files we have to discuss and how many SOCs also. Just as we are not working on 14 July, it's normal. Did you have a plan B if we need night sessions or extra time to finish the agenda? Because we need to have to ensure the quality of our work. Thank you.
Russian Federation, you have the floor.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. C'est juste pour avoir une petite précision sur la réponse du protocole, comme ça intervient. Est-ce que les participants, ils peuvent déposer leur dossier de visa quand ils ont le mail de confirmation, ou ils doivent avoir aussi la note verbale du protocole? Et peut-être, est-ce qu'il y a eu les échanges avec un pays d'accueil pour assurer les voies de faciliter la délivrance de visa pour les participants au comité? Merci.
Mexico, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and we also would like to share our congratulations to the World Heritage Center, the director, and all of the team for this useful meeting. My question is also following up the one that St. Vincent and the Grenadines just did. Given the amount particularly of SOCs, of State of Conservation reports, over 200 something you related, could you repeat precisely how are we going to go through them? Because otherwise we were having the same question, and we are eager to work with the rest of the committee members in this session, and with you, of course, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Alonso.
Thank you for your question. Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. I think let me start by the question from the distinguished delegate of St. Vincent. I think this is a very important question, and if you remember, I told you that there were two possibilities. For the moment, if you go back to the timetable, we have reserved 15 July afternoon for us to be able to prepare the report. So in case there is really an issue and we are late, we can use it, and also 16 July in the morning. But the most important thing is for the members of the committee to be, I'm not going to say disciplined, but to try to work on the agenda. And of course, with the Bureau meeting, we will be evaluating the situation. But one thing is important is that we cannot change the date of the start of the nomination, because this is fixed. We'll have to, if we have not finished with the state of the examination of the state of conservation, we have to start with the nomination because of your dignitaries who are coming. We're not going to change it, but I assume that the World Heritage Committee is a very efficient body, and we will be able to manage. One thing is that, as you know, not all the 248 State of Conservation report will be open for discussion. So we'll have to limit the number of items to be open for discussion so that we can move. And I think, I hope it answers also the question by the delegation of Mexico on this. But being a member of the committee, we do count on you for the working, for the efficient working of the committee to help us. On the question of Russian Federation, again, I think I thought it was clear, but maybe I'll give again the floor to the colleagues from the protocol so that they can provide detailed communication on this. Thank you.
Please, colleagues.
Thank you, Mr. Lundu. It's just to say that the registration in Indico and then the letter that the delegation will be sending to the committee is normally enough. However, protocol will send a note verbal to the French Foreign Ministry informing the French Foreign Ministry of this event and letting them know that our member states will be applying for visas at various consulates for this event. Now, this would normally take care of whatever application for visas that would be handled or would be presented to the consulates for this event. However, if there may be any delays or any kind of delay, the member state can as well reach out to protocol, and we will contact the French Foreign Ministry on this matter also, just to facilitate the obtaining of the visas and to make sure that there are no delays in these cases. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, Belgium, please. You have the floor.
Merci, Monsieur le Président, et encore nos félicitations. J'avais juste une toute petite question à adresser au directeur du Centre du patrimoine mondial pour faire écho à la question posée par le Mexique précédemment, parce que je voulais juste sûr de bien comprendre dans votre présentation. Je ne suis pas sûr d'avoir bien compris justement. Est-ce que donc lors du premier dispatch, vous allez proposer une procédure spéciale pour rouvrir des SOC, justement étant donné le nombre assez élevé de SOC, ou est-ce que c'est la procédure habituelle? Est-ce que vous pouvez juste préciser ça, s'il vous plaît?
Yes, the answer, Mr. Anderson.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président. Alors, évidemment, quand nous allons envoyer le email de dispatch, nous allons donner toutes les informations pour la procédure d'ouverture. Mais elle est simple. Nous allons juste rappeler la décision qui a été prise par le comité lors de sa 43e session à Bakou, qui est la décision 43 comme 7.1, qui est donc la décision qui disait que qui faisait cette proposition, qui prenait en compte cette proposition que le centre et les organisations consultatives proposent uniquement pour discussion les rapports d'état de conservation dans les cas suivants. Le premier cas, c'est si il y a un retrait de la liste en péril. Le deuxième cas, c'est si il y a une recommandation d'inscription d'un site sur la liste en péril. Et le troisième cas, c'est s'il y a une proposition de retrait d'un site de la liste en péril. Donc ça, c'est ce que le secrétariat proposera. Ensuite, maintenant, la même décision permettait aux membres du comité d'ajouter à cette liste les rapports qu'ils souhaitaient, eux, discuter. Donc, d'abord 4 semaines avant le début du comité, et là, ce sera au plus tard vers le 8 juin, si possible, hein, une première liste d'états de conservation que les membres du comité souhaitent proposer pour discussion, et on le partage à tous les États membres du comité. Donc ça, on le fait. Mais bien sûr aussi, la décision donnait aussi suffisamment de temps aux membres du comité, mais uniquement aux membres du comité, d'ajouter à cette liste des rapports et qu'ils souhaitaient discuter en justifiant, en apportant une justification au président du comité à travers le Centre du patrimoine mondial et la raison pour laquelle ce rapport devait être ouvert pour discussion. Donc, ensuite, 10 jours avant l'ouverture du comité, la liste est close, en principe, et partagée avec tout le monde, avec tous les États partis, tous les membres du comité. Maintenant, pendant la session, le président, sur ces différentes sortes, donne la parole aux membres du comité qui a demandé l'ouverture spécifique du rapport pour expliquer aux autres membres du comité la raison pour laquelle la demande a été faite de l'ouvrir. Donc nous allons continuer à nous appuyer sur cette décision et sur ces critères-là pour permettre de mieux gérer l'établissement de cette liste de sites pour discussion. Je ne sais pas si c'est clair. Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Mr. Lazar. Okay, I see Turkey. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Mr. Director. But just to clarify one issue, we know that you established this indicative list for SOC reports to be open for discussion during the committee meetings. But just to clarify, any committee member can open any SOC report to discussion during the session, right?
Thank you for the question. Mr. Lazar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. That is a complex one. Of course, the members of the committee are the members of the committee. Of course, they can do it. The decision was established to be able to organize the work. Otherwise, it can be sometimes difficult for the Secretariat and the experts to prepare themselves. So I will not encourage you to do it, because then it will be difficult for the Secretariat. So if you can help us by submitting your list sufficiently in advance, that will help, of course. But you are the committee members. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer. Any questions? No? No. Dear colleagues, we have now come to the end of this meeting of information regarding the organization of the 47th session of the World Heritage Committee. I thank you deeply for your presence today and hope to see you all in a few weeks. Note that the recording of this meeting will be uploaded on the World Heritage Center's website dedicated to 47th session in the coming days. Thank you so much.